Okay, so welcome again. And maybe if you could each just introduce yourselves, tell us your name, maybe your latest book, and what you've been doing the last 20 or 30 years, just to give everyone an idea, and then I'll move into questions. So we could go in order. We can go Dr. Klaper, Dr. McDougall, and Dr. Espinosa.
Hi, everyone. Hello, Steve. Thanks for the invitation to be here. As you've heard, I'm Dr. Michael Klaper. I've been a practicing physician for 50 years now, and as well as practicing preventive plant-based medicine. I'm also working to educate medical students and young physicians to the important fact that what their patients are eating has something to do with all these diseases that we're being asked to treat. And so it's part of our Moving Medicine Forward initiative, where I go to the medical schools and give lectures to the medical students that I wish someone had given me 50 years ago. So that's taking up the majority of my time, as well as riding bicycles and enjoying this beautiful world.
Dr. McDougall?
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been right next to Dr. Klaper all along the way for the last 50 years. We've been side by side in this battle. Right now, I'm running a 12-day telemedicine program where we take people from pretty much all over the world, and we offer them education, medical care, and support in a way we've never been able to do before. I've run a hospital-based program, did that for 16 years, ran a resort-based program for 22 years, and thanks to COVID, we have gone online. And the nice thing is all the work we've done in the past, it doesn't even compare what we've been able to do with people through the internet. You know, now we're able to go in their homes, teach them how to cook, hear about their blood pressure, their blood sugar, how they're doing. You know, we're right there, side by side. It's a much more intimate program than we've ever run before. And so I'm getting a lot of pleasure out of that. But I'll tell you, I've focused on another thing that has taken pretty much all of my attention, and that is that I have a new patient. And that new patient is planet Earth. You know, I'm trying to practice diet therapy for planet Earth. And, you know, I just put 10 studies up on our new website, which is mcdougallfoundation.org. 10 studies that show you can reduce your global warming gases, your greenhouse gas contribution by somewhere around 80% overnight by changing to the kind of diet that Dr. Klaper and I have been recommending for 50 years. So, you know, I've been trying to figure out ways to get people to notice, to do something, because what's happening is we're losing our home. And we have an option. Everybody's talking about how terrible things are. Yeah, they're terrible. But let's start talking about what we can do to get out of trouble. And that's the effort that I've been making these days, trying to provide a very optimistic, let's go get them, let's not stop fighting. We got a world to save. And so that's what I've been up to.
Thank you.
I guess it's my turn. I have not been practicing for 50 years,
50.
But when I started this journey on natural medicine, one of the first books that I read were Dr. Kapler's book and Dr. McDougall's books. So it is an extreme honor to be on the same panel. I've been practicing for about 20 years, which seems like it's nothing. Sometimes I feel like that, wow, that's a long time. And when I'm listening to you guys, I'm saying, wow, I'm just a baby, just starting out here. The newest and last thing, the things that I've been, so what I decided to do when I started this journey of natural medicine and diet as medicine, nutrition as medicine, and so forth. Of course, I went to naturopathic medical school, and then you're trained to be a naturopathic doctor and see everything, of course. And if you don't know what the patient has, then just treat the gut and they'll do better, kind of thing, right? I didn't feel comfortable with that. I felt that either there's more to it than that, or I'm just probably not as smart as my colleagues who knew about every condition and the pathophysiology of those conditions and the pharmaceuticals for those conditions. And then I was overwhelmed. So I decided to take the road less traveled and go into a specialty in urology. So for the last 20 some odd years, I've been working at NYU, as I'm a faculty member there, as a faculty in integrative and functional urology. So in essence, of course, I just pretty much see about 6 conditions, all urological, and a big part of that is prostate cancer. And if there's a pregnant female that calls my office to see me, I have to turn them away because I haven't done that kind of work in a while. So I'm very happy with the work that I do. It's very narrow and focused in one area. Of course, you treat the whole person. Of course, I never have a walking prostate come into my office. There's always a person with a prostate that comes into my office. So those are always the principles that we use and trying to address the cause and so forth. So that's what I've been doing. And as of late, the Dr. Geo podcast is out. As of today, there's 8 episodes there. I invite everyone who's really interested and serious about men's health and different approaches to sign up to that. And then my blog, which is drgeo.com, drgeo.com. I spend most of my time researching, writing, seeing patients, time with my family, and writing and doing research. So I think most people that are interested in that approach would find that interesting. And lastly, actually, there is one more thing. I'm doing a master course in integrative and functional urology. So it's the Integrative and Functional Urology Institute, which will embark this summer for healthcare practitioners who are interested in really knowing what to do with people with urological conditions, but certainly with men. I find that most practitioners are confused and not doing a good job as clinicians in men's health. So I try to provide some of my expertise, the knowledge and research in that area. And that's about it, Steve. Thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
I will not let my mother know about this. She would be proud, but because it's Good Friday and I'm supposed to be a really good Catholic, I shouldn't be working on Good Friday. So I'll make sure that she has no idea that I'm doing this tonight.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sorry to interrupt. This is John, the tech guy. Dr. McDougall, I think we're getting some feedback from your mic when you speak. Can you try testing it out one more time?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right. It sounds good. All right.
Okay. So what I'd like to
feedback.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I say, are you hearing feedback?
No, not currently.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is I would like to ask you a number of questions. For each question, I guess we can go in order: Dr. McDougall, Dr. Klaper, and Dr. Geo. We've allotted 3 minutes per question. That means 1 minute each. If one of you don't want to answer it or it doesn't pertain, just say pass, and then someone else can use that minute. So if the first 2 of you do not say anything, then Dr. Geo, you could spend up to 3 minutes on the question. Otherwise, a strict 1 minute per question per person so that we can go through all of these important topics. So I realize that on each question, we could spend 90 minutes and you could each go on for the entire time. For now, we're just going to have to get the quick answer and not the detailed answer so that we can cover a lot more material. Okay, so let's get started and say pass if it's not a question that you feel pertains to your area of expertise. Okay, so this is day 16 of 17 of the Real Truth About Health conference. And to get a really good conference, you need great speakers. So to get great speakers, I invite the best speakers in the world. And I don't want to bring them here and then harass them with questions. I want them to like me and feel good about it. But at the same time, I don't want to be nice, not ask them about the differences between what they're saying and other people are saying. So while I want to be supportive of all 75 speakers, it's not fair for the audience if I don't address the fact that really smart, credentialed, confident speakers are saying things different than other confident, credentialed, smart speakers. So I'm going to point this out. I'm not trying to harass anyone. I just want to try to make sure we all get the best information. Okay, so the first question is, Many of the speakers, almost all of them, said that a whole food plant-based diet is good, and many of them said we should avoid plant fats. That your nuts, seeds, olives, avocados is something to minimize or avoid. Almost all of them said to avoid oils. A few of them said not only, so 3 categories. One that said avoid fats, nut seeds, plant fats, nut seeds, avocados, and olives. A second group said those are okay to eat, but avoid the oils. And then a third group said, no, it's okay to have the nuts, the seeds, the olives, the avocados, and also the oils. And they said that, there's concern that some long-term vegans have dementia because they didn't have enough oil. So that's it, the 3 categories: no fats at all, fats but no oils, or fats and oils. If you guys could offer your feedback on that, starting with Dr. McDougall and Dr. Klaper, then Dr. Espinosa.
Well, fats as nature intended them when they're in the foods are fine. I don't think nuts, seeds, and avocados are unhealthy, but they're very dense in calories and fat. If you're trying to lose weight, they're not foods that you want to keep in your diet. Otherwise, if you're trim, active, don't have any particular problems, I don't see an issue. Free oil does not occur in nature. It's at best a medicine. At worst, it's a toxin. So I don't think anybody should be using olive oil, canola oil, safflower oil, any of these free oils.
I absolutely agree with everything Dr. McDougall said. Fats are not evil. We need them. Our skin oils are made of fats. Our hormones are made of fats. You need some fats, but get them out of whole foods, avocados and nuts, seeds, etc. I'm not a big fan of oils. Why? Because when you eat an olive, when you eat a walnut, the micro droplets of walnut oil, olive oil, whatever, coconut oil, it takes hours for the digestive enzymes to get into that piece of coconut or olive, and for the amylase enzymes to break up the starches and the lipase enzymes to emulsify the fats. And as a result, the very small amount of fat goes up very minimally in the blood. One pass through the liver, it's gone. But you pour half a cup of olive oil on your pasta. Ooh, Mediterranean diet. Ooh, heart healthy. More oil is better. You do that, and nothing slows down the absorption. That fat leaps into your bloodstream. Now you add a couple tablespoons of liquid oil in your blood, and it starts exerting pharmaceutical effects, saturates into the walls of the arteries and paralyzes their ability to dilate. It works its way into liver and muscle cells, increasing insulin resistance, interferes with blood clotting. These oils have pharmaceutical effects that the fats in the natural food state do not. And that's our problem with the oils there. So eat fats, yay, but get it out of the packages that nature gave them to us in.
I guess it's my turn.
Yep, all yours.
Again, my perspective is always from the perspective of men's health and the things that are important for urological function. And I do understand there's way more to that, including brain function and cardiovascular, of course. And the #1 killer in the world is cardiovascular disease. So I'm never losing sight of those things. What I would say is this: I've done every diet myself under the book, including raw food vegan to then Atkins and everything else in between, experimentally and so forth. And I've done as much research as I possibly can on the topic. What I would say is that fats are essential, like any other macronutrient. I think the #1 problem in the world dietarily is not so much fat, is the overconsumption of foods, period, overconsumption of energy. So that being the case, all these macronutrients are indeed important. And I think that one of the reasons that people are overeating is because they're eating too much crap, obviously. But the good fats promote satiety, and I think that helps quite a bit. Again, I've experimented myself quite a few times. So I think fats are essential. Then, as it relates to which fats, I think that the problem is not fats themselves. I think the problems are rancid fats and or trans fats from fried foods and so forth. I think fried foods are like a fried potato chip or fried French fries are probably one of the worst foods that I think it's overlooked. because you have empty starch from that potato, plus you have the rancid oils that is exposed to. So I do think fats are essential. I think fats are important. And I think that, again, the problem is overconsumption of fats, proteins, and just food in general. I think is one of the major problems that's facing most of the health problems that we're facing nowadays.